Go.
All right. Good late morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches at TradeView Markets. And as we get more and more subscribers, there's more and more accountability. I always do the same, whether there's one person on there, 1,000, you never know who's watching. Also, I have pride in my job. So I do that's what I should have. You know what I mean? So getting back to this, it's not technically, it's trading Christmas Eve, this being the Friday, the 23rd. We're off Monday. I guess it's the 25th, 26th, and that sucks. But I'll be doing another. You know what it is? It's just another. Listen, trading for me after 26 years, you have to have a path. Whatever you do something at a very high level. I've met very few people that can treat it like a job and do it for a couple of decades and just be able to do it at a high level. If you don't have passion at a high level, and that's even evident in our president Tim, trust me, you got to have passion. So I don't get, my point being is I don't get suffocated by the markets. I can decompress. I'm kind of a quiet person. I say the majority of times I tell people I'm usually thinking about stocks, but like I said, not in like, I don't have like the IBM market maker running at me with like a hatchet trying to kill me. I'm just looking for levels or anything like that. So my point being is Monday we're off, but I'm going to be doing all my research. I'll probably be posting Monday evening for Tuesday morning, as I have been posting Sunday evening to Monday morning. So I'll sign into TradeGATEHub. Now I'm going to make this basically like the market, this webinar basically like the market is, and it's going to be a smash and grab, like a smash and grab. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We've got a lot of good trading, and it's basically the stock picking. And that's evidenced by what even Larry said this morning. I'll get back to it in a second. So what I wanted to say at this type, you know what? Let me put my charts up, and I'm gonna do something that I rarely do. I am going to put up my charts. I'm gonna actually show my screen, which I don't like to do because it distracts people from what I'm actually saying. But we have the TradeView, the red TradeView YouTube button, which you can go over 1,000 times. So this is the bottom line. I've been doing more thinking than ever. I've actually had a lot of time to really think about what's going on a macro level. And why is that? The VIX is elevated now, which means my bread and butter is taking out of the, I'll show you every trade that I made, good or bad. I mean, I have a high win percentage, but I'm not hitting grand slams every time. But yet again, I'm not striking out with the bases loaded in the ninth inning. So with the VIX being elevated, which I'll get into that in a second, that means there's volatility. Quite honestly, I wish the VIX goes to 40. And that means that I'm still going to be, my win percentage is not going to change. It's that I'll be able, when the VIX is low and I have losers, everybody has losers. It just gives me an out. As a professional, it's almost like when the VIX is high and everybody's in and things are going bananas, it's almost like you're like I'll use the analogy of Doyle Brunson, the old porker. It's almost like all the amateurs are just clamoring to get to your table with money. And the volatility gives me a way to get out, movement. So because, if I'm stuck in a couple of losers that, like this slow bleed has been out in the market until maybe a week or two ago, it doesn't give me many outs, and it gives me more, I'm more apt to maybe add to average down into a loser. When there's volatility, I don't have to monitor losers that much because I don't have to add to them or focus on every tick, if you will. Like if the VIX is elevated, I just let them go. There's always something to do. So with the VIX being this high, I had a lot of thinking to do. And it starts with Tesla. And here's Tesla, okay? It's no surprise with Tesla. It's doing Tesla, Apple, Amazon. So Tesla this morning did the usual, yesterday's volume would have caused it with the RSI also at 19. You can see the RSI in the top corner here. Yes, it did the dip and then the rip this morning. I get it. It opened down. It got the weak hands out, 121 to 127. I got it with the volume. Bravo. Everybody made the trade. I actually bought it right here, right near what there's the blue, right where it's going to make the low. I put in a stop, right? So it's like 4 minutes apart. I said, you know what? I got other things to do. If I didn't have other positions, this would be an 10,000. It's only $123 now. I would have bought 10 easily, 8 to 10,000 shares of this. Granted, I would have monitored it, and that would have been a bread and butter trade, which is why the VIX is giving me this type of trade. But now is the time to, even if you want. Now it's not. Now to me, this is an 800 share position. The move is over. It's back in it's back to what I call the danger zone. You know what I mean? There are still weak hands. I think, by the way, this is where I would start right here. 121 is where I would start. And I might even do it here, but did I really miss? It's up $2 from where I liked it after it's doing this, but it's back to trade only. It's not like when I bought Tesla here. I think I bought 600 or 800 shares, but I had other things, and I'll show you. It's not the situation where I'd be like, okay, I got it. Like the old Boca Raton days, as Tim would know, we'd go whatever we would do. And I put in a stop. And back those days, it was a little bit more liquid, and you could put that type of size in and stop and actually not even worry about, not even check. But it's not like I'd say I got it and I'd walk away and I'd go Christmas shopping and hopefully come back Tuesday and it'd be maybe 130. It's not what I do. You know what I mean? So now, the big trade is over with the volume. Now, you know what I mean? Now it's in no man's land. I certainly wouldn't short it. It's not a 5-star buy. I would go back to my screen, go back. Now it's you have to monitor the market and the other stocks with it. Now you have to watch Apple, who, probably did the same thing. All right, bravo. People go Apple 120, that's what, $2.50. I did the same thing, but not on technology stocks. Another one. What else happened? General Motors. Let's give that as a macro example. This has nowhere to go. I mean, I understand this might be the bottom, but you're not going to get much. There's more things to happen at General Motors right now. And it's an example. I know I'm a generation Xer. I'm not a boomer. Then they're the good things. So, these are not my type of trades. If I'm going to take this type of risk, I want to be rewarded. And what type of stocks are they? Look at Varna. The stocks like Varna. Just once it broke it, if you could have probably bought it through a flag. You can't catch them all. And here's my hot list. I've been poaching it all the time. CPRX, we're in it. Bivvy's hot. ALT. All right, ALT went from 980 to 15. It all went up 80%. So a big deal. It pulls back $1. Does that mean it's over? It doesn't. I mean, there's a gap here. The juice might be out of the punch bowl. But for the active traders going to holiday season with the type of volume, take some money out of the market. The predominant move has been made, but they're active. You know what I mean? What else is going? CarMax. I shorted that. Listen, CarMax made a move from 52. I shorted a little this morning. I shorted CarMax. So I shorted a little 60 over the strike. Then it went to 60 and a half. What was my average price? Like 60.20. I covered it 59. So I made $1 in it and I moved on. I think I'm short AutoNation now. I should have covered it on the air because I'm going against the short-term trend. I think I'm short 800 shares. Yeah, I'm short 800 AutoNation from 107.09. 106.90. I'm up $1 in it. Is it going to be, am I going to be in a different tax bracket? No, I'd like to maybe go to 105. It's a trade. It keeps me sharp. It also keeps my disciplines in check, meaning this trade will turn into a position if it goes against me. I have my preset plan before I went into the trade, and I'm going to try to take money out of the market. Do I have other long-term trades that I'm monitoring? Yes. What else? Just trades like that. I have a PVH. What other trade? Boyle. I mentioned it. I'm going to go back. I'm going to reverberate. I'll go opposite. I'm going to go back to TradeGATEHub afterwards. Okay, Boyle. Natural gas. Look at the volume of this. I don't care if they make widgets, videos, whatever you want to call it, clocks. There's volume coming into this thing going down 5 to 10%, even 20% a week. So you look for it to bottom and take the Boyle, by the way, UNG. Once it didn't break this yesterday, this is where I bought it. Once it took out the open on Boyle, or the opposite, could have been cold, the high, right here. Boom, maybe shorter buy it. So I bought Boyle, just very much like the Tesla trade. I didn't buy much. I believe I put 2,000 shares. If I was flat, which I'm not, this would have been something that I would have really concentrated on. This is why, another one of the pitfalls or rules that I'm establishing going into the new year, always trying to get better, is that you got to really focus on what you do best. If if you're a chef in an Italian restaurant, and you serve a hamburger just to appease the people, you know, you're not going to make that good of a hamburger. So I wish these are things that I really look for with the volatility. Boyle, I mean, the first buy I bought here was 2043, started selling at 2168, made $1. So I saw it wasn't going down anymore, bought it back at 2150, sold it right near, basically near the high. Well, not near the high, you know, that's a trade, you know, next. I don't know if I'm going to trade it overnight. I don't have to, because I know there's huge volume, volatility, and things are getting like that when the market gets stretched, if you will. Pardon, let me go back. I am going to go backwards. Let's go again. Nougat, everybody knows a minute. Newmont hanging it in there. Love it. Newmont added to it. WPM is a position I'm going to concentrate on now into the end of the year. I love WPM. It's the old Silver Wheaton. Coach, the old SLW. WPM. I like this position. I'm going to be adding to it. Matter of fact, I'm not going to forget, but I like to write things down anyway. WPM, I'll be adding to it. Let's see if I have any pull here. Let's see if it's moving right now. Up an eighth. Oh, look at that. Mike V haven't pulled. WPM, you know what? I have to buy it on the dip a little bit overbought on the short term, but WPM, you can't lie about that. Precious metals, another one I'm going to add to. I said pin the tweet, SSRM. Oh, all right, SSRM, time to add. SSRM, I like it. Do your own diligence. You know what I mean. I don't want to give it all away, or else just give me the money to trade. I say that in jest. Google, Amazon bouncing, Newmont hanging in there. The first one to ever get sweepers across the board ever was AEM. And that's what I'm going to even add to today, AEM. I love that stock. Cool symbol. GOLD, I bought yesterday. Everybody knows that. Watch the video. And the video, if you want to watch it, is right here. Going back, boom. I know what I'm going to do after this is over. I'm going to watch Coach's 9:30 video. I hope he's feeling better, but boom. Yeah. Who's this guy? Andy Con. This guy got 315 views. Very well, Andy. You know what? I did not watch that, but I'm gonna watch that. Coach, we're approaching what? 2,200 subscribers. We hope to triple it, or as Tim says, quadruple it to 8,000. Judging Tim's firepower and the growth of TradeView, I certainly wouldn't bet against it. But we're just going to keep putting out a product, whether it's 2,000, like I said, whether it's 2,000 or 10,000 viewers, it means nothing, no difference. Going back, what's on the screen? Right here. What am I long now? So I am in X-Pawn was hot. This one, IE. Now I want to give you an example of a position that died on me. This is a stock that I took overnight. It had good volume. It finished at the highs. Ivanhoe Electric, get to know it. I'll be talking about it over the holidays with my family because I'm stuck in a little bit. I like it. Matter of fact, it's one of the positions that I didn't own it now. I'd buy it now. Held the 50-day, which everybody knows that's the bread and butter for me. It died on me. I had like 4,000 shares, and I had a good mark in it, but it just opened down that first day to what was my mark, like 14? But it's a thin stock, as you can see. IE, it trades 41,000 shares. I'm long 12,000. If I hit the bid, it's going to drive. I am. So it had no, it went up for a reason, and a good reason. It just wasn't one of these blind chasers where I knew what I was owning. And now I even know what the CEO's wife is. You know what I mean? But I'm going by the price action. So I wanted to buy a little bit more here. My average price, as you can see, I have offers to sell. My average price is $13.29, $13.31. You know, I'm looking to sell it right away. Okay, hold on. Let me give an example of a thin stock in my plan. This is the move on Ivanhoe. So I'm buying this thing right here. All right. I think I bought it. I was up in it right between that gap at 14. This is a trading lesson. 1436. All right. I'm up in it. I think I'm really going to, like I said, I didn't have much. Maybe it was 4 or 8,000. I apologize. It's only $15 stock, but it doesn't matter about the stock. It has to do with the volatility. All right. So I'm in Ivanhoe Electric. All right. So my average price is what? 1448. The next day at the open, it's 1326. I'm like, all right, that's not a good sign. But I saw it was a block. Blocks are hitting it. Let all the weak hands get out. The dip in. I wanted to do the dip and the rip, but it never ripped. So my average price at 1451 turned into, it just started to bleed from 1111. So it's not even, well, I don't mean to laugh. It's just something unlike me to do. like I said, my average price right here is 13.20. And where am I looking to get out? Where they're all started, these ripping. So I want to get out around 12.81. I wouldn't mind taking a 40-cent loss. I'm probably, I'm pretty confident I'll get out of the trade around there. Uh, I, I, I don't want, I've let my trade turn into a position. This was different. A couple of things. It was a thin stock. I really couldn't get out. I had a plan. I have a good plan. If you go and do your due diligence as well, I have a plan. Let's just put it that way and move on. As coach says next, Zim, Chewy. Now going from the squeeze is over, Chewy. Let's look at Tesla. Was that the spot to buy? It was Tesla's spot to buy when we came on the air. Remember that? I said that double bottom. I'd be buying. Actually, you know what? It's thin today. I mean, actually, it's moving. It's very active. Stocks move. In the old days, I'd be buying 4,000 and 5,000 shares of a clip like Dell Computer, buying 4, offering it out. But it looks like, you know what? It looks like the worst is over. It held here to 122. You know what I mean? You're coming into a Friday holiday, 3-day weekend. You're prone to news. You are prone to news. Anything could happen on that Tuesday. I think the worst is over. The meat of the short is definitely, you know what? I don't know. For the short term, I'll leave it at that. So what really matters is this. What's breaking high? Newmont's breaking high. Nougat. So more JUNG. I like it. So anyway, I'm going to finish with my earlier dissertation or point of having a macro view. And I'll finish it with Tesla, or at least my dissertation. Tesla, Elon Musk was on last night on Twitter Spaces. And let me change here because this should have been part of your homework. And if it wasn't, all right, I get it. It's that time of year. It's my job to bring you that. But let me give you an example and how you should be following my Twitter feed. And come on here. It's not many. Is this stock market news? One of my followers, just clipped down the Spaces recording when he sat down with Elon on Spaces. This was yesterday, and he cut down. This was yesterday after the market closes. Now, Elon basically said, and please, it's a great listen, just like his book is a great book. This is a good listen of what's going on with Tesla and why he's doing it. I urge everybody to do it. He's not selling Tesla right now because he needs it to buy Twitter. I'll paraphrase, if you will. I mean, he ended the conversation saying that he believes it's going to be the biggest company. We have no reason not to believe him within the next 4 to 5 years. But he's talking now 4 to 5 years. And why is he talking 4 to 5 years? Because he's selling Tesla because he wants to, as he quote unquote says, keep more dry powder because he's not that bullish on the economy. But bottom line is, he said 2 days ago that somebody told him, one of the biggest fund manager out there, go through his Twitter feed. I think I posted it. If not, once again, go through the YouTube channel, is that one of the biggest managers told him that he's short in the S&P. Lo and behold, yesterday morning, David Tepper, besides probably, Cooperman, is one of the bigger guys that I listen to, if at all. Like if I was on a proverbial island, I had to listen to a fund manager, probably besides Stevie Cohen, to be David Tepper. And he says, and he did the right thing, say he was starting to lean short, which, by the way, had an impact on the market, and he did it in a very diplomatic way. Because if he said, like Carl Icahn then said, things are nuts, he would have had more an impact on the market. So I listened. So the selling in Tesla, I don't think any smart. I mean, Elon wouldn't be driving himself. It's just he wouldn't be biting his nose to step on his face, or whatever the cliche is. It's because he wants to have some dry powder available for what's ahead in the market. So once again, it's great listen, and it's a great listen. So until then, let me get to a chart on the SPY. I basically could give my rundown of where the market's going until the end of this year. Until this year, I have plenty of time to do it left. The active trading, we're doing very active trading. I mean, you just have to be in the room for active trades. The majority of my ideas come in when they get activated. You know what I mean? Not that it just, that's how it works. You know what I mean? So this is a chart on the SPY. So one of two things is going to happen. Either David Tepper is going to be right, and usually is that the predictions going forward for the market in the end of the end of 2022 into beginning of 2023 are ominous. A lot of people are calling for 3,200, 3,400. But as you can see here, this is where the market, it's almost been like a smash and grab market. So but what I think has to play out for the market to get on firmer ground is the longer the market takes to keep frustrating the bears and the bulls like this, if we stay within this range, that's going to be bullish because it's going to wipe off that sentiment. The shorts are going to get tired. The longs are going to get tired. Things will balance them out. It's almost like a sauce that's cooking. The longer it cooks, the longer everything marries together and makes sense. But if you're going to microwave something, certainly I believe that there has to be less complacency. The VIX has to make a bigger move, at least to maybe, to 30 to 40. I think Coach has made that point a couple of times. I don't know what his highest targets is. Certainly I want to listen, but it's got to either get that shock and awe. And I'll go down to my screen right now. You can't have complacency where was CarMax going down now? Hold on a second. CarMax, where's my AutoNation? I might take a little money off the table. So AutoNation, I think I have cover. I'll take some money off AutoNation, but so I have good cover on AutoNation. Big deal. It's lunch money, as they say. I should add to it, but when stocks like FedEx keep acting well after earnings, and people all always have something to run to, or when let me give it another example, or when Campbell Soup keeps holding up there, and yes, it's a sign of the economy, and the General Mills I mentioned 1,000 times are holding up like that. There's always something to run to. That's not going to be stocks holding up like this is not going to be what it takes the S&P down to 30, 3,600, 3,200, whatever people are saying. So when the VIX, I have a position in it, as I bought more of it this morning, but look, I made a nice sale yesterday, 1560. When is this complacent? It's going to be a fight. It's going to be a smash and grab situation. Until then, we're going to trade stocks with good range and volatility and price action, which we post every day on TradeGATEHub. That's what we do best. Right here, I post them. Hold on. Come on. I said, for who's ever not interested in all this, my dissertations, that's ugly. Just go to this. I post them every day. Stocks with range, volatility, and good price action. I'm sure this, AMC, MPW, AMC, I'm sure is very active today. Was the most active on the downside. So Nevada, General Motors, I brought up, LU, TDOC, of course, Team, SE, good. These are good movers. These are stocks that have, 6, 17%, 10% ranges on huge volume. You got to, I don't really get, like the swing trading's out the door. It's just for me until the end of the year, until otherwise given, which obviously I'm on every day at 11 o'clock. I'll tell you, but until then, monitor the big guys. I'm going to always check on the options activity, because that's what I'm looking for, either short and long term. These are what the wise guys do. If I'm going overboard, I promise I'm going to get the gong. I get it. I could go on for a long time, believe me. So I'm trying to make it quality over quantity, but this is the most important thing besides range and price action. Tesla bearish, Disney a leap. All right, so there's some guys putting 500,000 to saying that Disney will be higher by January of 2025. We're approaching 2023. So, either the guy's putting it in his fund for his grandchildren or he's a little skittish, but bravo, way to take a stab on Disney in 2 years. That doesn't do anything to me. They're trading the December 22nd on, I don't blame them. I bet you the Tesla options are more active than, in an analogous way, is more active than the equity itself. Look, so they're bombing them. 128 calls. Another Tesla bear. They're flipping them all around. Procter and Gamble, some guys stepping in for June bullish. That's bearish. So they're trading a lot of Tesla calls. They're trading the Qs. I get it. All in the out of favor names. So the market's bouncing. You know what I mean? It is. Listen, I wish it wasn't this way. I'm here to, till the bell closes. Here's fear and greed around the neutral. Once again, smash and grab hopscotch. We are at 11:30 basically on a holiday weekend. So, don't force it. Stay what's active, start thin. This is when it goes down to fundamental plans and knowing yourself. I gave a pretty good view of how I trade range price action and volatility. This is a time when on your trade view account, your trade view demo to get to really know yourself better as a trader. You know what I mean? Let that fly. You know what I mean? Buy something there, buy the Tesla calls, overload. But until then, we'll keep it simple. We'll stick with the plan. We're going to keep holding always with our fundamentals going out of 2022 and going into 2023. So stay in the room. I always answer questions as soon as I can because I respect everybody's time and I'm humbled by people's time. So listen, if I don't speak to anybody, I guess have a Merry Christmas. I'll be posting. Thanks for sharing.